Yo, what's up, everybody? It is Hada, joined by my good friend Willow, and we're here bringing you the 21 days of Flexmas without Slum. Slum's out here doing production. He's got stuff to do. He's a busy man making multi-million-dollar moves, doing his thing. But we're here. We got an excellent set prepared for you. Of course, we have our flagship player in JFlex, but joining us today is our good friend, beloved commentator, as well as established Luigi savant is Siddward. So, Willow, what do we know about Siddward? What do we know going into this set?
You know what? I've seen a lot of Siddward sets like in so many tournaments because Siddward, as we know, is friends with DevDog and enters every tournament that DevDog's in. And I enter those tourneys and I face up against Siddward and I get destroyed by Siddward because Siddward has a really oppressive ground game, but is also really comfortable on platforms. So it's really difficult to get in on Siddward in the neutral. But you'll find throughout this set that Siddward's engagement, like Siddward's just able to mix up the engages really well in ways that you know aren't expected that condition the opponent, so that Sid is able to get a good control of the center of the stage, which you usually would see someone like JFlex capitalizing on the center of the stage. So it's going to be an interesting match.
Yeah, definitely going to be a battle for center stage control. Both these players mastery of platform movement. So we're going to go ahead and give our good friend JFlex a good go ahead.
hmm
And we're going to go ahead and get underway. I do believe we will be starting on Yoshi's story. These players have played a few times before. I don't know their exact set history. I'd imagine it's pretty JFlex favored, but I'm sure that Sidward definitely gets their punches in from time to time.
Yeah, knowing Sid, it's gonna be a classic. I'm excited to see what happens here.
Yeah, so Yoshi's story
Let's
should be
run
the
it.
pick. So, like, going into that game plan that you said before, Sidward's so confident with that extended wave dash movement from
Right.
Luigi, being able to really command that ground game. It's like, what do you think their plan of action is going into this first game number one, especially with such a condensed stage?
Right. So if we end up on Yoshi's, like I think it's a lot about condensing Sheik's movement into specific areas of the stage. Right. So obviously you decide whether you prefer to have Sheik underneath you or whether you prefer to have Sheik above you. Seeing as it's a Luigi, I assume that they're going to prefer to have Sheik beside or below them. So yeah, just like what we're seeing right now, they're going to be moving in sort of a U shape in the center of the stage to kind of carve Sheik's movement out into a larger U so that all of their movements can push them off of the stage.
Perfect. Yes, I could
hmm
not describe it better myself. We do have the battle for supremacy here in the center stage, but like we see, Sidward.
Oh my
Oh,
god. Oh my
unfortunate.
god.
Yeah,
Oh
unfortunate
no.
drift there on that air dodge back to try to grab that ledge. So JFlex definitely gets away with murder on that first stop.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, especially after like I was like Sidward capitalized on that perfectly to get JFlex up top and then that really unfortunate wave dash midair.
All right, yeah, so we're gonna hop back in here. JFlex operating with a little bit of agency off an early lead, but will get snuffed out with an extraordinarily high priority move. Luigi's Nair definitely a devastating tool.
Right. And it's interesting, JFlex is trying to space around the Nair and Luigi's back air specifically with the fair and the back air. So you'll see, oh, JFlex lifting Luigi up into the air and then just sort of spacing Luigi out on the tips of those toes. She's got those long, long legs. Keep them off
Oh
the
yeah,
stage, if at
yeah,
all possible.
yeah, definitely doing a great job spacing out because like Luigi has a lot of great priority, but the
hmm
range can be really deceptive. So being able to properly time the engagement of those aerials is going to be imperative for Sidward to, yeah, weave around those long limbs, try to get around those extended hitboxes. But that is some great tool that we've seen, especially with modern Sheik players, is going and wave landing behind a player, using their model to push them off towards the center of the stage, and
hmm
then with the fade off fair. So that's
Yeah.
an extraordinarily high little tech that you'll see a lot, utilized a lot by Crudo from Florida, especially.
So true, yeah, and you know what? It's exquisite spacing as well by JFlex. Landing those fairs in the right place so that they land
Oh,
back in center stage. Oh my god! But you see, Sidward taking the opportunity whenever JFlex is grounded to just sort of trap them on the floor so that they get to apply their shield pressure in effective ways. Oh my god! Misfire into okay back air. That's a really good capitalize, and that should be it.
yep,
Wow,
that's gonna clean up game number one.
disgusting. And right into game number two.
Yeah,
FOD.
FOD will be the pick here. 30% already stacked up for the side of Sidward. Scooped with this down smash into the double up air. Great platform pressure coming
Yeah,
off from here
really
from
good
Sid.
capitalization. And FOD is an interesting pick because now we're going to see Sid playing around these new platforms and the new space that
Right?
opens up on the ground.
Yeah, great punish there. It's so different. It's one of the few true punishes that you can't option take. You need to go for up smash or up B, but the sweet spot grounded up B usually going to be your optimal kill option here against
hmm
Sheik on that recovery lag.
Yeah, it's a spectacular option there. Now, it's really interesting. I feel like what we're seeing Siddward doing, relegating JFlex to the platforms, because I almost would have expected Siddward to focus on JFlex being pushed into the corners, but it seems like JFlex is doing a really good job at staying grounded, and so Siddward's having to push them upwards so they can get their aerials out.
All right, Patience out here in this corner pressure, but a great early uppie to at least set Siddward up to get that jump back, retain some of those recovery mix-ups, and eventually
Nice
get
back
back to
air.
stage.
Classic.
All right, F-Tilt Fair will clean up stock number 1 here for the side of Mr. Siddward. So 3 stocks apiece here, 40% is the extra credit. What does Siddward need to maintain this lead?
I really think Siddward just needs to do a good, clean job holding center. Keep holding that U position because it's been working really effectively. I think as long as Sid can keep JFlex on the ground instead of pushing JFlex onto these platform positions, then JFlex doesn't have a lot of movement opportunity to get in on Siddward and apply pressure. Because what we've been seeing is like every opportunity that JFlex has had to push forward has been when JFlex has the aerial momentum, because JFlex's drift has just been kind of impeccable. And Siddward hasn't been able to capitalize on opportunities when JFlex is in the air, as well as when JFlex is on the ground.
Yeah, couldn't say it better myself. So again, great adaptations here coming out from Sid. Sid definitely shaking off that pressure from that early threes. Like a double up air into
Oh my
fair,
god!
looking like a young floaty falcon. Gonna go ahead and clean up that stock.
Disgusting.
Huge stock advantage here with some T drop for style out on the transition here.
Now, I'm loving the game plan, honestly, from JFlex here. Can you tell me a little bit more about like what you think Sheik should be able to do against Luigi on stages like FOD, where they don't have a lot of pressure, where they don't have a lot of opportunity to get safe?
Yeah, it's really interesting because it's a great counter pick from Sid, because you lose a lot of that consistent shield drop counter punch pressure that you usually get on a stage like Dreamland or Battlefield. But JFlex is doing a pretty decent job maintaining a competitive presence here, and great early nair.
God.
Knowing that
Siddward's use of these platforms. Siddward's use of these platforms is really just giving them so many new opportunities that JFlex isn't like reacting to in time. This stage is just such a toss-up. Always, I feel like in matchups, whether or not which player has more mastery of the stage is almost more important than which player has a better neutral on this stage a lot of the time. Wow.
That's some old school tech right there. You don't see a lot of modern players going for the T drop tech. Of course, it is FOD specific because of the little lip on those side corners. So Siddward, great mix up, going for the teeter cancel into T drop. Double jump backer will clean up that sweet spot, and Siddward bringing it back 1-1.
Spectacular. And we move to a stage Battlefield, obviously Sheik's best counter pick. Usually Sheik's best stage in any matchup. So like you're gonna see a lot more of the platform usage from JFlex this game. Like last game we weren't able to see JFlex getting up on those plats, but they were using aerial momentum. But now that they have space to launch off of, I feel like their aerial game is just gonna be really oppressive on Sid. It's a fantastic edge guard.
Yeah, we're just gonna go for this rinse and repeat, grab or get that continuation hit. Oh, ducks just right under that nair, but Siddward does get a little counter hit for some added pressure, but a back air off ledge will snuff out that green missile, and we got a stock advantage here for JFlex.
Spectacular. And it's really interesting actually, because Sheik and Luigi, like usually, I'm sure everybody knows this from playing like Slippy unranked. When you're facing Luigi, you really don't want to overextend, because Luigi is like a character that's known for taking advantage of those opportunities. But I almost feel like the same can be said about Sheik. And what we're seeing a lot in this matchup right here is, Siddward is going for opportunities, and JFlex has amazing presence and awareness, and is able to take those opportunities and turn them around, like we just saw on that ledge guard. That was fantastic by JFlex.
Yeah,
Two stocks up now.
Yeah, JFlex did such a solid job getting on and off of that ledge, and like we saw it before, he's being a little bit more patient, a little bit more reserved before electing to choose an option to edge guard off stage. But right now we're back to center stage, trying to get a little bit of damage here. Needle into forward air will set us up for a little bit of grab double up air, but a falling fair will break and get that counter hit. That's it. We needs to get back to terra firma.
Spectacular work. Get him on the ledge. And it said we're going to be able to keep JFlex in the... Nope. JFlex gets the grab and pushes Siddward back out to the corners of the stage. That's a dangerous position for both of them.
Oh, great tech, but also great coverage of the tech. Siddward acknowledging the fact that he's playing a top level threat, and will cover that defensive option.
Sidward's slowly making that comeback. It's going to come down to whether or not Siddward can keep closing out in these stocks, because we've seen a few dropped opportunities, and JFlex is capitalizing on every single budge, every single inch.
I really love Siddward's ability, like knowing he wasn't quite fast enough to get and punish the ledge option, so he was going to wait to see if JFlex threw out a poorly spaced shield drop backer, so maybe he can go for a dash grab punish. So
yeah,
least knowing the limits of his character, and we'll clean up a stock after the fact. So go ahead and crouch cancel that fair, and we'll clean that up real quick. 2 stocks to 1, about even percentage, but JFlex still operating on a pretty massive advantage.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel like in any Luigi matchup, stocks not really a concern. Like I've seen Luigi's misfire, I've seen Luigi's short you, I've seen Luigi's launch combos into Sheiks that just take them down in touch of death. But this looks like it's going to be the end of the situation. JFlex closes it out.
Yeah, JFlex with a nair,
Spectacular.
returning back to that ledge. And we'll send us to a 2-1 situation. Siddward gonna go ahead and take some extra horizontal space, trying to get a little bit more going on the wave dash lane. We're gonna go straight to Pokemon Stadium.
Okay. Pokemon Stadium is an interesting pick. What do you think about this?
I think it's interesting, like, take away the top platform, so it's a little bit more difficult for JFlex to run away, as well as, giving that added space for Siddward to pick and choose their spots. Still has the double jump here, should be able to get back. Oh! And a missed wave dash from JFlex will turn a winning situation into a quickly losing one.
That's so unfortunate. You know what? This is really interesting to me because I feel like I've seen JFlex moving really comfortably off the side plats, but not necessarily off top plat. I feel like Sid was actually the one capitalizing on top plat earlier in the set. So it's an interesting counter pick. And I feel like we're seeing a lot of JFlex going to those side plats because they're so comfortable with them. And then they're able to mix it up with ground play because, they've conditioned Sid to assume that they're going to the side plats.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and find ourselves back into a little bit of corner pressure, but Sid, again, using that extended wave dash link to get a lot of these chase downs off of extended tilt hits. So getting the jab and the grab, but no, JFlex will get that grab race and will win it. Needle pressure on the ledge, but Sid will SCI that needle up, get the ledge grab. We're back home onto the stage. Falling there into fair, will set up an edge guard flowchart here for Siddward. Siddward with the backer off ledge. Oh, misses the double down air, but will follow it up with a huge falling down air to get up for the stock advantage.
This is really well done on Siddward's side. That takes a lot of mental to move through that pressure and just take heed of that opportunity. Closing it out like that. Getting now the lead on JFlex.
All right, gets the knockdown here. Siddward looking for another way to extend his lead, but JFlex has tied it up.
Well done.
Right, up throw, trying to find a jump read, but won't quite have the momentum to get there. JFlex will get a crouch double down smash, set us up for a little bit of damage, and some early needles, and that should do it. Oh! Just barely sneaking back with a sweet spot. A little bit of platform cancel to get us started here on this upside platform. Tech chase here for Siddward. Waits out the rolls, but doesn't quite get the punish. Again, just a hair's breadth away from getting these grabs.
Oh my god, it's such a close set. It's oh my god. Sorry.
All right, up there will set us up. Won't quite take the stock. A Luigi Cyclone for a little bit of a mix-up. And find themselves on the sweet spot with a little bit of a ledge dash. Oh no, tries to bait out an aggressive recovery option for JFlex, but JFlex, cool as a cucumber, is just going to win that race back to the ledge and will claim the stock advantage here. Potentially to 3-1 Siddward here, so Siddward's got to make a little bit of a comeback to stay in the set.
Okay. Now, I feel like we've seen... Oh.
Crazy on and off those ledge. A little bit of a nair to trip him up, but a down air spike from Sid will send us the last stop.
Wow. Wow, okay. I'm sure we're going to see some really good grounded play from Sid to clean up this last stock. Pull things in their favor. If they can just hold center stage, they might have a chance to pull this back from JFlex, bring us to a final.
Yeah, Cyclone look like the opening that they might need, but maybe some double... Yeah, those needles will clean it up. Does not have the horizontal momentum to get Sid back to stage. So that's going to be a 3-1 for JFlex.
Well done from JFlex. That was such a clean set, I feel like. There were moments early on in the set where we saw Sid taking hold of those opportunities that were given by plats. But then as the set went on, we saw JFlex really begin to capitalize on the platform movement and the momentum of Luigi, canceling it out with the needles to keep them in places that were just really advantageous for JFlex. So that was a really great set on both parts.
Yeah, huge performance here for JFlex. Thank you to Siddward for coming out and showing us some awesome Luigi play. Definitely had some moments that will turn a couple people into some Siddward fans. But if you guys enjoyed the content that we showed here today, please go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Please show some support here for the AllChat YouTube channel. And if you guys really enjoy the content, please know that we still have about 9 more days of high-level money matches here for JFlex to take on. So please hit that notification bell. Be notified exactly when we post our next video tomorrow, and we will see you then.